This paper we published in the Journal of Veterinary Medical Education this month. This is a public records review of cadavers and terminal animal use in US and Canadian veterinary schools. This entire paper is based on documents obtained via public records requests of veterinary schools. And we found out that the vast majority of veterinary schools are still killing animals in veterinary education, which is kind of ridiculous. Human medical schools do not kill animals in their education. They got rid of that
They don't
altogether,
do that
but
anymore, right.
veterinary schools still do. And here's what we found. Schools requested overall every year, all of these veterinary schools, which there are 38 veterinary schools in the US and Canada accredited by the American Veterinary Medical Association Council on Education. 30 are public, and of the requests that we sent, 29 of the 30 veterinary schools in the US and Canada. So there are 8 private veterinary schools in the US and
Mm,
Canada. They're not subject to public records laws. And we
okay.
ended up getting 26 protocols.
Yeah.
Louisiana State University just stated that they did not have a legal obligation to provide any of the requested records. Huh, nice for them. The
Louisiana.
The University of Guelph provided animal purchase and donation records, but stated it did not have to provide IACUC protocols under Ontario's public records law. So we got 26 schools, their IACUC protocols of the 38 veterinary schools across the US and Canada. And we found that every year, these 26 schools kill 8,558 poultry birds, 1,441 rodents, 906 horses, 865 dogs, 679 small ruminants, 521 fish, 386 pigs, 347 cows, 324 birds, 287 exotics, 205 cats, 131 camelids, which are your alpacas and your llamas, and
Yeah.
25 other ungulate species and 25 non-human primates. So that's a lot of animals that we're killing, but I will say the effective altruists probably think, no, we're not going to fund a program to end that because the numbers aren't there, right? How do we make the argument to the effective altruists that getting veterinary students to not be forced into killing animals in their education ultimately could save billions of chickens and fishes because they're not normalized to violence against animals and might be more willing to advocate against it because they're not now implicated in the idea that it is necessary to kill
Mm.
animals in order to learn. Not all of these animals are like healthy animals that are purposely being bred in biomedical supply companies and killed. A lot of these would be considered ethical animal use, where you have an owner deciding that the quality of life of this animal isn't good and we are donating their body to the students to learn on.
Mm.
That would be ethical. Not ethical is purposefully breeding the animal in order to be killed by veterinary students. If the animal could go on and live a healthy life in a sanctuary and instead we're killing them for student training, to me, that's unethical. Even if a lot of people
Beagles.
say that, what if this animal was going to be sent to slaughter anyway, but the vet school bought it and then killed it for the students? The students did a surgery on them and then they killed the animal. Well, that's unethical because the students could have saved that animal and let them live out their life in a sanctuary, and the students are
Mm.
choosing not to. That's causes a concerning ethical dilemma for the students. Either go along with it, get this grade, or potentially out yourself as an animal rights activist and face retaliation for being somebody who doesn't just wanna go along with the program.
Someone who
So
doesn't want to doesn't want to embrace the callousness of the system. Every veterinarian that we talk to wants to get into this field because they want to help animals, and then they have to
mhm.
do this over and over and over again. By the time they're out of vet school, they don't walk out the same person they walked in, that's for sure.
Yeah, the science has shown that they suffer morally. They
Mm,
are not as morally developed as graduates of other professions. They're stunted, morally stunted because they're put in these ethically challenging, compromising situations where all of their peers like, your ethics are created by the people around you. And if the people around you are just going along with killing animals in order to learn, that compromises your ethical development. If you're not seeing people stand up and take a stand and say, "No, this is wrong. We want ethical teaching methods that don't require animal harm."
mhm.
And if the people who do that are then punished for that or socially ostracized, or that's viewed as something that's like they're being unethical if they're the ones saying, "We don't wanna harm animals," that environment creates this sort of psychopathy in the
Sure.
profession. You're incentivizing sociopathy if you're rewarding people who behave badly in
Mhm.
order to get the good grade, and then you're punishing people who take an ethical stand and say, "No, I don't wanna kill animals." You are
Yeah.
literally incentivizing sociopathy, and
I
that's
mean,
what veterinary education is doing.